It was just pretty much I know, because I had asked him what was the agenda, and he said that it's basically your upbringing, what you
welcome everybody to the Grow Samoan podcast.
Are you?
We're recording.
That's awesome.
already.
That's awesome.
So yeah, what's up, guys?
What's happening?
How you
What's
doing?
going on? Okay,
Hello.
we don't have Wait, I gotta get my notes up. Give me a second.
Can you? The second one, can you push in?
Did it go up again?
Yeah.
The wire?
Yeah. There. No. Yep.
Oh, is it?
We're having
Did it
technical difficulties.
Okay.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, I couldn't pull it.
You know,
Can you hear it?
Now I have to just.
can you hear it? Just hold on. But you know what I want to say is that I went on 3 episodes all by myself, and I'm so happy that I have people here with me this time.
It's all love.
Oh man, it feels good to not feel like I'm alone. Everybody, YouTube channel, what's up, y'all? All right.
I know I listen to those ones.
What's that?
I listen to those ones.
We do. We literally.
My solo ones.
It's
Or
all
else
walking in
all
the
by
bar,
myself.
hear birds in the background.
Hearing the cars driving by, staring at me like, the hell that big ass boy.
Oh, he's special.
Yeah. So special. So, welcome y'all back again to the Growing Samoan podcast. I'm your host once again, Henry Willie, aka DJ Han, aka Uncle Han, all that good stuff. And I'm here with my lovely wife, Tarla. Say
Hey
hi.
guys.
And we're also here with 2, not 1, but 2 beautiful, lovely guests here. And just like all the other podcasts, we never pre do anything. So hey, what do you want to go by?
Yeah. Sorry.
We
You
just
get to
do
pick
it,
your
man.
name.
We just do it on here.
Daddy. But
Oh my
So
God.
daddy, everybody say, what's up, daddy? And daddy is in and I was just like, daddy's in the house.
I gotta hold the ice cream cone with you.
Yeah, me too.
Hold the ice cream cone. Yeah, we just Law. Call me Law.
So Law. So we have Law here, a special guest. Make some noise, people. Yeah. Law, and next to Law is
Soci.
Soci in the house. Yes. Law and his beautiful wife, Soci, they're a married couple, and they're here. They're good friends of ours, and they're here to talk about all things life, all things in the Samoan world, Polynesian world, and we're gonna talk about getting into this podcast stuff because talking about you and your podcast that you want to get into. But before we do that, we got plenty of stuff to talk about today, and I'm glad all of our listeners are tuning in today. Talofa lava, malo lele, aloha, yarana, bula binaka, kiora, and hey, you guys know any other?
¿Cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás?
Yeah. Oh, hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, ¿cómo estás? We said that on the first podcast.
Did you?
Right?
That's just my Mexican side.
Yeah. Yeah. You're Mexican? What?
Half.
You're half Mexican?
Yes.
Oh, let's dig into that.
Don't do that.
The bad half.
Let's dig into
The
that.
crazy half.
Oh, is that the
All the good.
is that the Tijuana half?
You know it.
I've never been to Mexico though.
Me neither.
And I ain't going
have.
either, man.
You
I was
been?
like, I have.
You ran away from Long Beach for a little bit, escaped to.
It's just right over
Cross the
the
border,
border.
eh?
Tijuana literally is right there.
San Francisco is right next over.
You only have to be 16 or older to cross the border.
Just 16.
I don't know about that now. You know, Trump's our president, so I don't know how
Did
that
you
works.
when you went
He
over
is
there?
building a wall.
Were they like hola hola? You're like hola?
No, that's me.
That's
That's
you?
me.
Hola?
Korsam ka siya kala. Fia fusu. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, Samoan Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And what we got here? Yeah, we just got our guests. We're just gonna dig into stuff. Let's talk about our guests here today. We're just gonna go ahead and dive in about well, you know me. You listen to my podcast.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And well, first of all, I just want to say this dude right here, Law, you also go by your promoter name as Boo Skywalker.
Oh, Skywalker.
So at the end of the podcast, we're gonna put all that at the show notes, the end of the show notes, the links to Law. He's not only a humble man, a good friend of mine. We grew up in Tacoma on the summers. I spent the summers there, bro.
Oh, I know, man.
And you weren't raised there your whole life.
No. Military brat, man.
Military brat.
Fort Lewis, and then back and then into Lakewood.
Yeah.
But
So we grew up, and me and this guy, we always connected real easily. And we had some good times. And lately we connected, and I told you at the end of a gig, I was like, "Hey man, check out the podcast," and you were like,
yeah.
Well, you got a podcast today? I said, "Yeah, Growing Samoan. It's a financial education podcast." And I remember you were like, "All right, I'm gonna check it out." And now you're here, man.
Oh yeah.
You're here.
No, it was
Actually-
way cooler than that. With the whole old Skywalker thing,
Yeah.
I booked DJ Hand
That's right. Yeah.
to spin at Jazz Bones. It
Yeah.
comes out, does its thing.
Jazz Bones. Now what's Jazz Bones?
Jazz Bones is a live club venue in Tacoma.
Tacoma, Washington. Yep.
Yeah. Right now they're number one for what they do.
Oh,
It's
they're
a cool
big,
spot.
big time.
Every big
time.
island artist that exists today has come through.
We've
Yeah.
we've attended those events.
Like,
Oh,
like
yeah.
what are name a
Beautiful
few
events.
of the major island artists.
Oh man, Common Kings, Jay Bud,
Yep.
The Green, Sammy J is actually going to be there this month,
On
and
the
it continues,
22nd?
man. 22nd and 23rd.
22nd,
Yes.
23rd. Sammy J back in the house. Tacoma,
Yeah.
Jazz Bones, y'all. If you're listening to this or watching the video and you're in the area, go check them out at Jazz Bones.
Yeah. So book DJ Hand. He came in, tore it up, killed it. It was the end of the night.
Yeah.
We were just talking. He goes, "Hey man, why don't you come check out the podcast, man? Want to be a guest?" I was like, "You got a podcast?
Yeah.
I want a podcast."
Yeah.
Oh man, I was like a little kid. Man, teach me. I want a podcast.
Yeah.
He's like, "All right. I don't know what my subject's gonna be. I don't know. I'm just gonna get on there and just talk."
It's just
know-
free flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's go back to Skywalker. Now, I've been telling everybody on my podcast that, hey yo, like you can see on the laptop if you're watching the YouTube video, DJ Hand, it's just a side hustle thing. That's what I do. I told my wife, and what we're into, the financial education stuff, that's what taught me to do stuff that you love. And I told my wife, I said, I just gotta go back to DJing because remember I retired.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
we had too many kids to run after.
Beautiful.
well, not only
Beautiful
that,
baby.
we had life hit us, and I was just like, okay, I gotta, I can't focus on it, so I put it on a back burner, and
Yeah.
But as we started, growing our knowledge in the financial world, I was like, damn, I can make a little cheese
We
doing
learned
this,
about side hustles.
doing stuff you love,
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let me get this going on, and I'm pretty good at it. I've been doing it since high school. With the turntables, with the vinyls, scratching and all that. But lately, I just said, okay, Anyways, I remember that you started your promotion with the as Skywalker.
Yeah.
And the first thing I told my wife is I was like, oh man, this is cool. Like he's out there doing things, promoting. But when you hit me up about, hey man, I want to book you for Jazz Bones as an island reggae, / hip hop DJ. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And you were like, I'm trying to get all the Polynesian DJs, a little light, shine a little light on them. And that's what this podcast is about, is like, for us, growing Samoan. Polynesian, not only Samoan, but all the polys out there.
Oh, yeah.
And you had a couple different polys out there too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Was Chamorro was one of them?
Yeah, the first one was it's DJ 671. He's a Chamorro DJ
Yeah.
from Guam, but he's been out here, man, grinding, doing his
Grinding,
thing.
yeah.
And I booked him for a lot of Stay Grounded shows. So he was one I let off with him. But after that, we had yourself.
Did you just have a Una
Yeah, DJ
Yesterday?
Una just yesterday.
yesterday? Tongan.
Last
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's Tongan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ Una.
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. You know what? I don't even know.
I don't know either. He might be
I thought
He's
he was,
Polynesian.
Polynesian.
but he's poly.
Yeah.
That's all that
There
matters.
you go.
But that's
But yeah, he's sick. He's younger. He's a younger cat. He did his thing. But there's DJ Poi Boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's Poi out of East Side Tacoma.
Okay.
And you know, there's a lot more that I'm gonna book. You know,
Yeah.
give people a chance.
Yeah.
Do things, man. Like I even booked for Jazz Bones.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing when I did it was, I'm not just gonna book who's popular. You know, I'm gonna book these people I see grinding and like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna give them that chance. I wish
Yeah.
I would have got like, just because you don't know me, you don't want to put me on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said I'll kill it on stage. You put me on there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just grabbing. I said, "You're gonna be badass. I got you." And they're just like, "What?
Yeah.
Get on there, man. Trust me."
And you also are in a band.
Oh yeah.
Now this guy is very talented, y'all. Not only is he a promoter, not only does he want to get into the podcast thing, and he's been helping out all the Samoans or Polynesian DJs. He is also the lead singer in his own reggae band. And these motherfuckers are tight. These motherfuckers are bad. Go check them out. The name of the band is Stay Grounded.
Yes.
Local band out here. And yeah, tell the viewers a little bit more about your band, brother.
Oh yeah. So Stay Grounded. We do like island reggae with like R&B feelish in there. Head Nose.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, back then singing with Joe, the Nicolaus. It was all R&B, man.
Big
We
ups.
90s R&B was our man. We
Big
loved
ups to the fan bam out in Lakewood.
it. Yeah. So Stay Grounded actually started because there was a bunch of bands that were doing well in the Seattle Tacoma area, and they all broke up like within 2 months' time.
Yeah.
And we were the ones that wanted to continue. And we just got together and said, all right. We had no intention of making recordings or none of that. We just wanted to play.
Yeah.
So we picked that name. Everybody's going to stay grounded. We're here to have fun.
Hey,
Whatever happens, happens.
that's what's up.
And, yeah, it ended up turning into something really cool, man.
Now, it's really cool. It's fucking hella cool.
Yeah.
You guys
Oh,
named
thank you, bro.
named who you guys opened up for.
Oh, man, just...
The Green.
The
Yeah.
Green,
The
Green, I
Green,
love the Green.
J-Bug,
J
Spawn
Bug.
Breezy.
Rhino,
Spawn.
Spawn Breezy.
Sammy J.
Sammy
Radna.
J.
I mean, yeah, this is the guy right here, ladies and gentlemen. Law, you know, lead singer, Stay Grounded, badass. You know, Mama Jamma over here.
Yeah.
Me and Tyler, we've been to
We've been to a couple.
Yeah.
A lot of the shows.
Yeah,
Events,
most
yeah.
of them.
Most of them.
and man, they
And
just
by
be
the
rocking.
way, one of their band members, we didn't even know we went to the same church with. Francis.
Was that Francis? Oh,
Francis.
Francis.
Yeah, Francis.
Franny boy.
Yeah, so we had it. You guys had a concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went, and the following Sunday, so you know, mind us, we're hungover, but we make it to church. And the next thing you know, somebody was like, "Hey," and we turn around, we're like, "Francis, dude, we didn't even know you went to church together." He goes, "I sit on the other side. I see you
Yeah.
guys on that side."
Yeah.
We're like, "Oh man, we've been going to church with you all this time, and we never knew."
Oh, nice. Yeah, he never skips church,
Yeah,
too.
Yeah,
we,
he's
we
a
met
good
at the holy water. You know, when you bless yourself.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
My man Francis. Yeah.
And on your way out the door, so yeah.
You're
Francis.
hungover.
Francis.
Hey,
Let's
we
go,
made it
girl.
to church.
As long as you made it to church on Sunday.
You still got the stamp on your hand.
Yeah,
the
we
night,
were, yeah,
the night before.
we were laughing about that. It's quite funny.
I will hand it to you guys. At least you guys make it to church. We sleep until 1 o'clock.
Well, you know.
You know, sometimes it was just that one day.
Just one day.
She sleeps
Oh, you
until
know.
1 o'clock.
Whatever.
I'll be up in the morning. I got stuff to do.
If I can't make it, hey, just pray for us.
I pray for everybody every day.
And you know what? On the real though, when it comes to the local and stuff, the church stuff, man, those prayers do come a long way though.
Yep.
Because there's plenty of times where we're just not able to go to church, you know. But I feel it because I know my sisters, they you know, they go and they pray, and you know, the aunties and uncles and all that. And it, you know, as us being, you know, Pacific Islanders, brought up in the church, prayers go a long way. And we got the the ambulance out
Yeah.
there.
They starting already?
It is Saturday.
Hell, like the other podcast, it was all thunder and everything.
We were sitting
Oh,
here and lighting
yeah.
was just.
Oh, did you hear that one?
In September?
Yeah.
Bro, when I was listening to it, we actually played a show all the way out in the, I don't know where.
Yeah.
But we're on the freeway
Yeah.
on that same day.
Oh, in the car listening to it?
Yeah, no. I was listening to the episode, and you guys were talking, man, it's thundering out there.
Oh, okay.
So that same day we had a gig, and we're
Yeah.
driving back on the freeway, and like lightning literally hits one of the signs, of the overpass sign. Man, I was in there, man, and I'm in this car like, man, we're gonna get struck by lightning. We're gonna get struck by lightning. You know, the only thing I cared about, I was like, man, if I get hit by lightning, this is what I said. I just don't want to get struck in the balls, man. Oh, what's wrong with you? I said, I don't know, man.
Oh no, that
I'm
was
riding back
Issaquah.
like with my bag like this.
Yeah, that was the drive back from Issaquah or Snoqualmie.
man.
You know,
Tulalip.
Too late there.
you know,
Yeah.
if you're in a car during a lightning storm, you're good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, just don't touch the sides. I learned that from the that old Friday the 13th series.
Yeah, the tires are supposed to
Yeah. You remember-
isolate you.
You remember that episode? That old show, Friday the 13th. It's when they have all them little artifacts that they had to return back to the.
It
was like
I
in
can
the 80s.
imagine it right now.
But
Oh, I'm
so.
thinking Tales of the Crypt.
I was thinking
Tales of the
Powder,
Crypt.
the movie Powder.
yeah, like that, like cloud.
Okay, we'll see.
But you're safe. All right. So any thunderstorm people, just stay in your car. You'll be safe.
Don't even go
Zapped in your
home. Don't
balls.
drive
Don't
home.
Get zapped in your balls.
Just
I'm telling you.
pull over.
You'll be all right.
Actually, so when you told us at Jazz Bones, when
Yeah.
you were playing at Jazz Bones about your podcast,
Yeah.
we literally jumped in the car that same day or that same night, and he was like, play Henry right now. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry. And that's exactly what we were listening to
Yeah.
the whole way home. And even till this day, that's
love
all
it.
we listening to.
Yeah, it was,
That's
man.
what's
and-
up, man.
and
Appreciate it.
as I'm listening to it,
Appreciate it.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, "You gonna listen to this whole thing?" She's like, "Why?" I said, "Because then you're gonna understand what I'm talking about." She treat me, man, like I'm just mean. Like I say no to everything. I said, I'm not saying no to everything.
He
I'm saying,
does.
can we not spend everything?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. In our podcast, like we always talk about, I'm the saver, and you're the.
The spender.
Oh, now. Oh, you just gotta.
I'm the
All of a
wife.
sudden, you lost your memory.
I'm sorry, I had a blonde moment.
Which one? Oh,
I
the
don't know
wires.
which
That's
one.
not- So you're this one. So we'll just.
The third. Yeah.
All right, we just gotta mess with that wire.
Can you fix it, babe?
Yeah.
Just mess with this wire a little bit.
Sorry, technical difficulties here.
All
you
my
can
fault.
hear.
No, it's okay. I'm literally
Oh, no,
pulling
don't
my
worry.
wire here and there.
It's this cheap thing right there. I gotta get a different one. I don't know what's
Good.
wrong with it. Oh yeah, just try and unplug it and plug it back
You
in.
almost got it.
It like flickers on and off and whatever. So
Sorry.
so what?
I
Oh, don't worry. So while you
Yeah.
while they do that, we'll talk about savers and spenders. You know.
I am a spender.
Uh-huh.
And so am I.
And there you go. So, it's funny because like a lot of the podcasts I listen to and stuff, they you good?
Yeah.
It's getting kind of hot in here.
Getting hot.
Huh, Nelly?
The majority
He's
of
trying to strip down.
does it work? Is it working?
Take my headphones. I'm good
A
like
little
this.
better?
Okay, you fix this. And I take this.
Oh, do me a favor. Yeah, take that one. Go get the earbuds.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll just switch out the earbuds.
Here, you guys want to use this one? I'll just grab my
Yeah.
earphones.
Oh, yeah.
While she
I'm
goes,
good.
she'll grab the earbuds.
You want
But
this one?
it's funny that you mentioned those because like a lot of the podcasts I listen to, they say that majority of the spenders are women.
Mhm.
Like the women are the one who just they got to shop till they drop.
Wait.
And
Wait, no.
let's team up on Soci while she's while
Oh, that's okay.
while Tyler's
I'm ready.
gone.
I'm ready.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. But yeah, a lot of the men are savers, and the women they spend all the damn money.
I know. Hey, you want to? Yeah.
I'm
Here's
just
this
joking.
little technique that she does, and she fools me. It's been working for a long time too, right? She'll come back and like bring something. She's like, "How does this look? Does it look nice on me? Does it look nice? So everything looks nice on you. How much did it cost?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Babe, hella good deal, right? It was. I got this for $80, but it was supposed to be $150.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what it was supposed to be. You still spent $80."
That's exactly
She
the
be getting
truth.
me, dog.
That's exactly the truth, though.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's what the retailers What kind of plug? What do you need?
For iPhone.
The iPhone one?
How we did the earbuds? Yeah.
I think it's in the car.
Oh, okay.
Here, take this one.
No. Keep
I
those.
can hear without him.
Let me see what's up
let
with
me
this one.
work with that one. Thank you.
Because it might be. I don't know if that's battery powered.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
got it. You're fine.
Forgive my wrong.
Oh, no worries. Check. Is it on?
Now you just messed with this one. Thanks.
Check.
Yeah, perfect.
You good? Can you hear?
Yeah.
Press that button on the side. There's a little button on the side.
Is this Sweet Bus?
Yeah.
I know. Sorry.
It's like a little button on there. All right, try that. Is it working now? Check.
No.
Or press this side.
Okay.
Okay.
We're good.
All right, so
I figured it out.
you're good. That's good.
Oh.
Everybody good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Sorry, technical difficulties, our headset thingy, but we got it working. But like we were talking about, retailers, that's how they get you.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, you gotta understand, retailers, they'll say, oh yeah, it's on sale for $80. The original price is $150, and that's just like the Walmart thing where they have the slashes.
The
prices,
rollbacks.
the rollbacks.
The rollbacks.
Like, oh, it rolled back from this price. Well, yeah, that's a deal. So, we like to talk about frugality a lot here on this podcast, being frugal fabulous.
We're very frugal.
And, other tips on how to save some tupe, like we were preaching what we do. We shop at Goodwill. Mm-hmm. Like, we get deals. Like, ain't no shame in our game,
What's that saying? One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah.
And we find really good stuff there.
Yeah. But see, this is one man's trash. For you guys, it's many
What?
women's trash. It's many women's treasures. And that'll make a lot of you guys go shop at Goodwill and get
but
some
when
deals.
it's on sale for 99
And then we're
cents,
over
you can't
here,
complain.
Right. Not at all.
chilling like a villain because we ain't got to worry about that $80 off food. But that's funny you mentioned that. No,
Ula pea o lua yama ua.
this is just the other podcasts I hear stuff and.
Oh, because you have a friend
Which is
now. I see how
educating
this
people.
goes.
You can't educate them with lies.
No.
You
For
speak
him,
the truth.
actually, I'm going to pause you right there. I know how much it costs. I just want to push it to see if he's going to spend more than what it actually
When you're trying to push it more,
He'll give it.
he pushes the wallet more down to in the pocket more. Like, I can't find it.
Oh, and then I find it.
Yeah, they'll find it. Yeah, they always do.
Every time.
Every time. So what we're trying to talk about here is
Right.
savers and spenders. So
Right.
there has to be some sort of communication and agreement, right, with the savers. So tell us a little about how you guys agree on saving and spending. We want to know a little bit more about our guest here.
I win. Literally, I win. And he spends everything.
I don't get it, man. I hide our savings. I hide our savings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hiding it well, bro. She finds it.
Yeah.
And then hella lies like, I didn't touch it.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on. Like, our 4-year-old didn't spend it.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
so anyway, blah, 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 just changes the subject. I'm like, but I got other places where I'm hiding stuff.
well, you try to hide it, and they have that sense where they somewhere I know where it's at. I know where, and they just it's like radar.
No.
I was just like, hey, can we do this? We're broke, babe. She gives me that look like,
Oh, no, we fight.
if we were really broke, you wouldn't look like that right now. I'm like, I was trying to look like we're all desperate. I don't know what to do. We're broke. She's like, we ain't broke. You're hiding something. I'm like, it's called savings, babe. I gotta save it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
Next thing you know, I'll be like, can you grab me some water? She's on the phone. I'm like, oh no, she's not talking to me.
No, don't lie. We used to be like that for a long time.
Yeah.
We used to be
Yeah.
like that, and then
Because when the word savings comes up, there's a thing in women's head
Yeah, I
when you
kind of
go
would like
savings.
what?
It goes, babe, I'm trying to all this money.
Yeah.
All the coupa is in our.
It's like white noise.
No.
It's like, babe, we trying to save spend some money.
You turn into the Charlie Brown's teacher. Hey, I'm trying to all the money.
No, I mean, to me, I feel like that's what the money's there for, to spend it. You're not supposed to save it.
Exactly.
You're supposed to
Should be at the
spend
store
it.
with the card. You know, you got the
There you go.
devil on one, the
There you
angel
go.
on one.
Mhm.
The devil was like, yeah, spend it, girl. That should look good. She look at the other soldier's shoulder. Another devil. What the fuck you waiting for? Buy that shit. I'm like, she
No.
come home, man. I'm like, and then, I got my. I'm sorry, I'm just telling her over here. I got my phone hooked up, right? So every time there's a transaction, she'll leave, and notice she didn't ask me for nothing, right?
Mhm.
I'm like, where you going again? She's
You
like,
got the alert.
Yeah.
I got the alert too.
You know, I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden,
I got the alert.
hey, I'm calling, stop. She's like, what? I just needed these things. I'm like, I gotta pay something this weekend.
No.
Oh, well, I know you're hiding some money. I'm like, oh, man.
We got the alerts, y'all. And maybe a lot of you guys understand. It might be the women,
No.
the listeners.
No.
But, or, no, I mean, it might be some of the women who get the alerts while the men spend. It could be. Some people could, but the majority is
That's what I was saying.
the women spending while the men got to see their account and all the alerts pop up.
As long as it's not negative, we're good.
Hey, you're absolutely right, though. I do give you points for that, though.
She asked me one time, because I held it, man. I cut that. What's that? There's a thing where you can go over. And
The overdraft.
Overdraft.
Yeah, I cut that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
my bank's always like, you should turn it on. I was like, no.
No.
She goes,
Because they're gonna charge you like a
why
fee.
don't you have the overdraft?
Yeah.
I was like, why? I'm just asking why. I was like, you got molded, huh? You got molded at the counter.
Got voted.
I straight moved all the money to savings. She's trying to go buy something. That's
Declined.
what you get. She's like, I know there's money in there. I just got paid yesterday. I was like, yeah, I transferred all that stuff out. You hella got molded at the counter.
And then I go and I pull out the savings.
I
We're
love
laughing, man. I mean, she's better now, but this was like
Yeah.
years in the making. We just go back and forth. She's
it.
like,
Yeah.
I need the card. Like, nope.
No, she ain't better now.
Oh, she's better because I got a system now. You want to hear our
She's
new
like a
system?
volcano where it go dormant for a little bit.
Here's a system
Now
we
tell
use.
us
This
the
is
system.
not this
Tell
is
us the
not
system.
part of you guys' financial education.
Go ahead. We want to hear it. That's what we're all about.
This is a hustle I came up with.
All right, let me hear it.
Cash App, right?
There you go. Cash App.
Cash
Yep,
App has
yep.
a card that's a link.
Got it. Yeah.
She holds her own card. She goes to the store. I'm buying this, and this. Take a picture of it. Let me see what you get. Like, that should cost $40. 40, send.
Send it.
So she only got 40 to spend.
There you
So,
go. I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that. That's a good tip.
Yeah, man.
And so so the listeners, explain to the listeners how they would go about using that, because we have Cash App too.
Yeah.
We just got it because we're part of a reunion committee and we transfer funds that way.
Yeah.
But I like that tip.
Yeah.
how
So
it
Cash
just-
App, it's a money. What do you call that? Money transferring.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Venmo or
Yeah, like a-
Zelle.
Yeah.
PayPal.
It's like from one account to another.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Through your
Nice.
bank account.
Yep.
Yeah. You can send it instantly with your debit card, but Cash App, even Venmo, allows you to get a card through them. So whatever balance that I send, like say I send Tyler $20, and it's on there before you even transfer it to your account, you can use your Cash App card to use that money, that balance. So that's what I do with her, because she just doesn't have I don't know what you call it.
Because she's like Master P, ain't no limit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She's like,
Nah. Swipes for swipe. Make it say swipe.
No,
like, what you got? I'll buy your shit too. Just buying everything. She
no, he
hungry?
lied.
She hungry? She,
That's one of them.
anybody in this Walmart hungry? Let's
No,
go
that's
to
one of them.
McDonald's.
His other hustle is, I gotta pay the bill this day. So whatever's in the account, don't spend it. I said, okay, I won't spend it. Come 2 days later, Went and got lunch. I said, "Oh,
That's part of the expense.
no,
though.
it's not."
I got this stuff. You know what I mean? I'll look and be like, she ain't gonna make me no sandwiches. So I gotta buy lunch the next day. She didn't make me no sandwiches.
Nope. I pick an argument.
This is real life couple. See,
That's right. That's right, y'all. This is what
real.
we get down on. And it's what we talk about here.
Yes.
You know, the battles of you seen transactions. Like, well, how come you get to go to a Jack in the Box and I'm about to go over there and Taco Bell and order me some food. And then there's a battle, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff that you guys on you guys' show you talked about, like yeah, we're like going through it.
You can relate. You can relate. Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, so anybody listening to this, like, go back and listen to all the rest because it's gonna benefit you.
Yeah,
They're
straight
like
up.
spot
Yeah.
on.
Straight up.
It's
Yeah.
just fun.
Everything
Actually,
you
you
guys
guys-
just said about like everything, like the
Actually, you guys have helped us out a lot in our situation.
Yeah.
Because I could go back and tell you what we've gone
Yeah.
through over the years.
Let's do that. Let's do that. You know what? Let's do that because to all of our listeners, you're probably listening in and you're like, what the hell these guys talking about? They're just all over the place. But that's how we do it here. We just jump on and it's just conversations.
Right.
But our main focus is talking about our Samoan upbringings, our lives, and our financial status and how we could benefit and help out each other from the tips, like the
Yeah.
Cash App tip. I love that tip
That's actually
because, you know, when you set
Really
a $40 limit on a Cash App card, it's like, girl, that's all you got. There is a limit.
Yeah.
It's not no limit. It's like,
Like, decline.
I'm sorry, but you know what? If it works,
Ain't no more Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia X. I say Mamma Mia.
And then if you keep doing that,
You,
okay,
can
y'all
open,
was
you open up your app, you see your balance right there. Like, shoot, here's
Yeah.
40 for the day.
But that's a good way for like people to learn.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
That's a
To
good
start.
tool
It is.
to start. If you're having problems budgeting people, try what Law and Soci did.
yeah.
Do the Cash App thing. And Cash App is free.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's free.
Free.
You
They
sign
have,
up for it. Yeah.
They only have like a small fee, so if I send 100, I have to send like an extra couple dollars, or he has to get the full $100.
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
when you transfer it to your bank account.
That's correct. That's
But
correct.
if you use
Yeah.
their card, you get
Yeah.
the full balance.
So what I seen on that is on my Cash App, if I send it from my bank to my Cash App card, it's free.
Yeah.
But if I want to, if you have your Cash App, you can send me money to my Cash App, and if I want to put that Cash App into my bank account, either it takes 2 business days and it's free,
Yeah.
or if you want to immediately, it'll charge you that fee
Yep.
Yeah.
that you're talking about, like
PayPal has the same thing.
Yeah.
They charge a
Oh, yeah.
1% fee if you
Yeah.
want it within 8 hours.
Yeah.
But-
Immediate or 3 business.
Yeah.
The next business day, it's free.
But other than that, if you just avoid the transaction fees, it's free.
Yeah.
And that's what we love talking about on this podcast.
Frugal
Yeah.
Frugal fabulous, baby. You know what I'm talking about? Frugal fabulous. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about you guys' background, you guys' upbringing, what you guys learned, like as from growing up. You guys' background, how you grew up, what you guys, how you guys grew up as a Samoan person, man, woman, in a household, money, finance, your background on that, and then we'll talk about you guys as a couple on overcoming obstacles you guys had to go through.
You go first.
Yeah.
Who's older? No, go first.
Not me.
Yeah. So yeah,
Just turned
it's
30.
a little
All
bit.
right, so yeah,
tell-
my history is I'm a military brat. So
Okay.
parents straight from Samoa. Dad joined the military and had kids. The thing about me, man, is I was one of those kids that grew up not speaking Samoan.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, let me get closer. I can't even hear.
He's very American.
Yeah. My dad and mom thought, because my dad was in the military, he always thought his accent
Yeah.
held him back. He
Yeah.
always thought, man, I can never advance because this accent. So he decided, I'm going to raise them to speak English first.
Yeah.
And it's gonna make it easier for them in America and all that. Not realizing if you're raised on both, you're not gonna have an accent either side. You just speak both sides well, whatever. But yeah, grew up in the military and ended up in Lakewood.
Lakewood, Washington.
Yeah, Lakewood, Washington. I think late 80s or something like that. Early 90s. And grew up in Lakewood. And like, and you know, man, just like a lot of Samoan kids, you make your mistakes. You know, that's a whole nother story we don't have to get into. But on the financial side, man, my parents were G's. You know, they knew what they were doing. They put themselves in debt, knowing so. But like a lot of Samoan families, you always taking care of other people other than just your own.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
So my dad was big time sending stuff back.
Back to Samoa.
Back to Samoa.
Yeah. Back home.
His
to
family,
the rock.
Yeah, his family out in Manua. And yeah, I remember we used to, back in the days of VHS tapes, remember I used to just copy movies? Rent the movies, make copies, send them out to Samoa, and
Word?
Yeah.
For real?
All day long, bro.
Yeah, I never thought about that. That's smart though.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's some frugal thinking right there back in the day.
He used to make me mad because he sent some of my
he
kung
used
fu
to do
movies. No,
Yeah.
my Five Ninjas. You got to be old to know that movie.
Yeah, your toys, your Barbie dolls, and
Yep.
everything else.
Yeah.
For us
Gone.
girls, it's gone. It's in that package going
Yep.
to Samoa. I understand.
I'm going to send this to someone who's going to appreciate it.
Well,
Your clothes.
Yep.
Yep.
So doing that, and then Lakewood, and Lakewood is I say anywhere in 253 and 206. If he was a teenager in the 90s,
yeah.
it was horrible. It was like there was a good chance, man, you're gonna make some big mistakes.
Yeah.
To me, it was almost like a fad, man, with the whole
Yeah. What's that?
the gang epidemic.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it came
yeah.
up here from L.A.
Yeah. West Coast, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the 90s, early mid 90s, it was so strong, man. Like,
Yeah. Well, a lot of
Depending-
people, like a lot of listeners that aren't from the West Coast, they seem to don't even realize that there is Oregon and Washington.
yeah,
It's not just Cali.
yeah,
It goes up, and I grew up in Cali, so I was the same way. But when I moved up here from San Francisco, I didn't know anything about colors,
yeah.
about the gang rallies. So I understand what you're talking about in that aspect. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, just saying at that time it was strong out here, man. And Tacoma, Lakewood, Seattle, you know,
Yeah, it was, bro.
they were taken seriously. Before it was like, oh, they just wannabes up there. I was like,
Yeah.
well, what's a wannabe, man? If a wannabe got a gun, he's taking lives.
Yeah, they doing
not
things.
a wannabe, man.
Yeah.
He is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, man, you know, Lakewood was bad, and where we lived was a Miogli neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like Samoans, man.
Oh, they was beefing, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the second we moved in, but you know,
Yeah.
but these are all the cats that Joe, Jerome, Jason, they all grew up with.
Okay.
So because of that, it was
Yeah.
like, oh man, we didn't know that was your cousin.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
so.
man.
So yeah, those are my cousins
Yeah.
from Lakewood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Nicolaus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And from them, the Nicolaus is like where I started singing and all that. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'm going back to the whole finance part, you know.
Yeah. Just keep going.
It
It's
was
fine.
always a struggle, you know.
Yeah.
After my dad got out of the military, he started driving like buses. And
So how many years did your dad go into service?
over 20. He
And-
was past his time. He
He
should
did
Oh,
it
okay.
at 20.
So
Yeah.
retired 20. Yeah.
He just stayed in because he could still do it. He was like,
Okay.
you know, why leave? I can still earn this pay.
Right.
To the point he got old. He had me in his 30s somewhere.
Okay.
He's old. My dad's in his 70s, late 70s right now.
So he then retired from what branch of the military?
The Army.
So the Army, and then established your guys' family
Yeah.
in Lakewood, Washington,
Yeah.
and then that's when
Yeah.
boom, yeah, it was just all about
Yeah. That
your
time it
upbringing.
was a grind. It was like,
Yeah.
and I'd watch them. They go get. He would drive buses.
Uh-huh.
My mom worked at Jack in the Box.
Yeah,
Then they would go back to the commissary at night.
the commissary. What is the
The
commissary?
commissary is like the military's big grocery store.
Grocery
the military's Walmart. You know what I
Gotcha,
mean?
gotcha.
On base.
On base.
On
So you
base.
can't get on unless.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got military
Yeah.
access.
You know one thing that I love about on base? No taxes.
Yeah, man.
Zero tax. When I found that out, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because I remember going to Burger King and getting a Whopper for 99 cents, and
Yeah.
the guy give you a penny back, and you're like, what in the world?
The other thing was cool about
The
it is
military.
the military with the PX, which is like another store there. That's their
Pharmacy.
yeah. Their consumer products was in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Is they won't put cheap stuff in there, you know.
Nice.
Like, you know how you can go to Safeway, Walmart,
Yeah.
you got your dirt cheap 99-cent
You got
crap. It's
Yeah.
always like
Store
mid
brand.
to
and-
high quality,
Mhm.
and it's all wholesale prices for the soldiers. They took care of their soldiers, man.
Yeah.
So you know,
That's a good benefit about being in the military families. Yeah, man, just stuff like that. Like,
because how many
You're learning.
siblings do you have?
I got 4.
yeah.
So
So you got
there's
4 siblings.
4 girls, right? You're the only boy.
I'm the only boy.
The only boy.
The king. Simba.
There you
Of
go.
what?
I was Simba in Lakewood. But anyway.
So 4 girls, 1 boy. And where do
Now,
you sit?
are you sure you want to be
Second,
Simba
second oldest.
or
He's
Simba,
like in the middle.
or do
No,
you want to
he's
be
like the
Mufasa?
second. So
Mufasa.
yeah.
So, oh, okay.
Say it again. Say it again.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
he's the second oldest. Okay.
Yeah.
And here's the crazy thing, people. So I never knew Lawrence
Yeah.
or Law, but at his wedding, at these two's wedding,
Yeah.
I found out that his oldest sister is somebody I grew up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At their wedding,
Most
which
of
we were
my
also
life.
at. Also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to
Beautiful
church in
time.
person, so we thought that was quite funny because
Yeah.
who would have
Small
thought?
world.
Who would have thought?
Man,
Right.
it's a small world, especially
is.
in the poly world. You
Exactly.
know,
Yeah.
it's like
Mhm.
Yeah, she's like a god sister to me. We're Catholic. We
Yeah.
grew up in church, and so we.
Yeah.
super
So to
small
see her
world.
walking, and I'm like,
She looks familiar.
Yeah.
and then I remember you asked me, how do you know my sister? And I go, oh, this is a good one.
And
I've
even
known
then,
her
I was
longer
like,
than you.
even then, I was like, oh yeah, you're from California.
Yeah, in the Polynesian community, it's so small,
Yeah.
and everybody is, related or
Yeah.
married in
It's-
somehow, one way
it's
or the other.
It's a blessing for me because you two grew up together summers.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
he used to come and you guys got to know each other, and yet I grew up with your sister when I was young.
Oh yeah, right.
It's funny how that all connects.
Yeah.
Henry,
Yeah.
where were you born, or where were you at before you came here?
So I was born in Hawaii. I moved to LA when I was 1, and from then we just worked up all the way from LA to like little towns like Salinas, Monterey, California,
Victor.
Fort Ord, and then we kind of moved up to San Francisco, where I spent 7 years, my childhood in San Francisco, in the Bay Area, and then '93 we moved up here. We've been here ever since
Nice.
1993. Yep, to 2019.
So he's
Yeah.
he's like Law. He's native Washingtonian now.
Yeah,
It's home now.
yeah. And through those, through those years of my childhood growing up, yeah, seeing a lot of shit, being from the struggle of every typical Samoan family, being raised up in the hoods, in the ghettos, with the Meolis, Mexicos, everything, the Filipinos, like gang of Filipinos in the Bay Area, especially in Frisco. And that's why talking about everything we grew up with, in our lives, a lot of people can relate to it, that listen to it. So people right now that are listening,
Yeah.
we feel you,
Yeah.
like you probably feel us right now. Law, you
Yeah,
probably
we're
have
going
people
back
listening
to-
and be like, oh yeah, that's my boy from Tacoma,
Oh yeah, right.
grew up in the 90s,
Yeah. So going back to that, so there was 3 of you or 4 of
Yeah.
you guys growing up because your oldest sister was in
Yeah.
California.
Yeah,
Yeah.
teenagers. Jolene is actually my first cousin,
Mm-hmm.
but she raised with us,
Yeah.
and it was about high school. She was kind of back and forth,
Yeah.
and then my aunt was like, "She's gonna stay here,"
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So
and
talk,
then
talk us about like more about like how you guys were, dealing with life, living in as your parents.
oh yeah, so Lakewood is where it got real bad for us.
Uh-huh.
Money was big, not an issue, but more like the lack of money.
Yeah.
And in that time, it's kind of like now I'm a teenager. You're going to school, and I'm a big part of the have-nots.
Mhm.
Everybody got all this stuff. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, I don't even know if they still have these, but my parents would give me athletic clubs. You remember them shoes?
Yeah.
Athletic clubs, ACs. We used to call them air chickens. If you went to school
Yeah.
wearing air chickens,
Yeah.
oh man, they would clown. They were like, oh man, hey, he wearing them air chickens.
Air
But-
chickens, the
Yeah,
Pro
I
Wings,
don't
the
miss-
Yeah, remember the
You
Pro
know.
Wings?
Was it Eurostar? That was like-
XJ900s.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents couldn't afford Nike or whatever.
Oh yeah,
that
no,
was.
no.
I mean,
That was rich people stuff.
yeah.
That was your friends' stuff. Your friends get that stuff, not you.
You gotta have older cousins who had all the brands that passes them down.
Now, what about your household? Was there talks of anything about money?
I mean, not with us. I would just always watch, and I would just watch them hustle, and grind, and
Work. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just not having anything. And at the time, it made me mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to get pissed, like.
Feeling.
And even at the time, I even had a problem with the church. I was
Yeah.
always going to church. Yet they have money to give to the church.
Yeah.
What about us?
Yeah.
And
Real talk. Real
from
talk.
that,
Yeah, real talk.
my parents were always good about it. I look at it now. They did a fucking great job. You know,
Yeah.
held down the house, never lost anything, kept us fed, kept us clothed.
Amazing. Yeah.
But as a teenager, it pissed me off. And I just went the wrong path. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go out here, go to kids that have. What do you do to get money?
You do your
Well, I
thing.
go steal car stereos at night. I'm coming with you. You know what I mean? And from there, it just branched into more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to. What do you do for money?
Mm-hmm.
We sell weed and cocaine. I want to do that.
There you go.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
boom, boom, and then it just snowballs out of control.
Mm-hmm.
To keep getting this money, you have to build your power. From your power comes the gangs, comes the gunplay, comes all this stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And the whole time, it's just, at least for me, it was because I felt like I had nothing.
Yeah.
And then there was the cultures, the clash of cultures.
Yeah.
The American way, the old Samoan way. My parents didn't know what to do at the time. Okay, I could whoop his ass so many times.
Yeah.
He don't feel it no more. I'm bigger than my dad, you know? So it was a lot of bad things. There's a thing to try to prevent with my kids now, even though we're in the struggle now.
Yeah.
But what I do is I talk to them. I say, hey, look, we can't go to the movies. This is why, blah, 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 blah. So they understand, oh, I get it, Dad. I mean, our older kids, they get it. Like, they're like, hey, that new Joker movie's coming out.
Yeah.
If you have some overtime, like they'll say things. If you get some overtime or you have a good show, like they know what I do to make money, and we can go to the movies. Maybe on a Tuesday we can go. $5 Tuesdays, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I got you. That kind of stuff I didn't know when I was young. To me, it was like, you choose everybody else over me.
Yeah.
I hate you guys.
Yeah.
Now I regret it with every fiber of my being.
know.
Now
But-
they be like,
Yeah.
hey, can you got $100? Yeah. Here, Dad. Go bingo. So, like I said, listen to your show.
That's
Teaching these kids that thing is, to me, is like that's gonna be everything for them.
Like I
That's
told
gonna be everything.
Soci, it's kind of late for us because like we don't have that. Our parents are very old school, traditional,
Yeah.
right? But it's our time now to teach our kids and our nephews, our nieces, our families what we know. I mean, you can't force them. It's just sometimes you have to lead by example, or some require hardcore proof.
And one of the things,
You know?
like all the lessons that my folks taught me, they made sense later in life.
Oh yeah.
So you embedded in them now, they'll get it. It's just somebody has it embedded in them now.
We're like you too. We it's so much easier to talk to our kids about finances and stuff right now.
Yeah.
You know? And then somewhere you're talking about something else and they'll bring up something that you said. I think I mentioned it to Henry. We were talking about
Man, they're listening.
yeah.
Just like how
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Don't. It's whatever swearing, whatever it is that we do. Believe me, they listen to what we are talking about it, and they'll remember because we've sat here and we've talked about stocks. So our oldest, he works, he makes his own money, and the next thing you know, I was like, well, you have Vanguard, you have stocks. So he was like, yeah, I remember I heard you and Dad talking about blah 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 blah.
I heard you and Dad talking about blah 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 blah. See, just like when we were growing up, like I heard Mom and Dad yelling at each other about
Right.
About where's
same
the
shit.
coupe for the kusang?
Right.
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
how that goes.
But yeah, just like you said, your parents, our parents, they didn't know this shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I wanted to do this podcast, because we're the ones who can start, like training and teaching our kids.
If they have if anybody that's listening does have parents that are teaching you that, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, let me take that back.
Totally awesome.
Your parents did an awesome job.
Yeah.
Because what you said of trying to of doing everything, taking care of the family, holding it down, and the church,
Yeah.
and still, being
Able to
stable enough
maintain,
to enjoy retirement
Feed you,
and all that.
clothing, and
That's way better than most of them can say.
Yeah.
So they actually did a real good job. The thing that I'm learning now, that I'm trying to preach on this podcast, is mostly all about, first of all, is the financial education part. Just learning the stuff that the schools don't teach us.
in your own
And
home.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
You as individuals, you as a couple.
Yeah.
the stuff that the schools don't teach us, and that our parents didn't teach us because they didn't know anything.
Yeah.
So now we're learning some stuff, and investing is like the main thing that I'm trying to push, because we can save money and this and that, but if you don't do nothing with the money and you let it sit there, it's just going to collect dust. If you learn how to invest in it and do all that stuff that these other cultures already know how to do, these other, which I have nothing against other cultures. Like I always talk to Chala about, is it's not anything against other cultures. They were here already.
Yeah.
They've already had a base here for a long time, from generations to generations.
Yeah.
Our Samoan people
Passed on,
and our Pacific Islanders, we barely even just got here,
Yeah.
So it's just taking time for us to learn these things where we can start teaching,
Yeah. Another thing is the other cultures, they're the ones that started it.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
It's normal to them.
Normal.
You know?
It's so normal.
Yeah.
And so here's a story. I was at work, and one of my kids just turned 16, and I had a 19-year-old white kid working with me, and he goes, "Oh, hey, wow." I said, "Yeah, I got my son's 60-year-old birthday party." And he goes, "Oh, you're gonna get him his credit card?" And I said, "What?" And he looked at me. He's like,
right. We're like,
"His credit card."
Give him a credit card.
And I looked. I said, "What are you talking about, man?" He's like, "Well, my parents got me a credit card when I turned 16." And I was just like, "What in the hell is this kid talking about?" And it's just because we don't know anything about that.
Yep.
To them, and the funniest thing about it, he looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah.
Because I was like 30-something years old. He's like,
don't you love
"You
your
don't
kids?"
know?
Right.
You're not giving your son a credit card?"
yeah,
He
like
doesn't love
we
his
were
kids.
at fault. That's funny.
And it's just like two different cultures. But
Yeah.
like you said, they're the ones who already invented and started this stuff. And nobody's, giving us the memo.
Yeah. Well, know that when your child turns 16, you
think the
can
kid
add
understands.
them
I
as
didn't
an
get the memo.
authorized user to your credit card.
Yeah, and we know that now. We can tell you everything about
Yes.
credit cards, authorized users, the age.
We've learned. We've had to learn this stuff.
all
I
this
learned
stuff.
that from one of you guys' shows.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what the podcast is like all about. It's like giving everybody the memo.
So we're giving you a memo
so
from Henry's story.
if you want to say thank you to us, just subscribe and leave a comment, rate, review on iTunes, or go
Cash
to
App,
YouTube.
$sign, DJ Head.
Cash
That is no
App.
joke, man.
Cash
Drop
App
the
me
Cash
and-
App, and if
and
you like
I'm-
the show, give them some money, man. It'll help keep this shit going, man.
Give us some money so we can fix this fucking thing right here and get a new thingy-majiggy that we're having problems with.
Don't you want us to hear? Don't you want us to hear? Cash App.
Cash App. Henry Willie. That's my Cash App.
He's even got a card to go with it.
I'm going to leave the Cash App at the bottom of the show notes.
Oh dear.
That's to hand, not Tyler, because we know what's gonna happen. No. No, but for real though.
Yeah. I love it, though. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I respect your parents, man,
Oh yeah.
for doing it. Man, my parents, for you guys to establish yourself, your mom and dad, and raise a family in one spot, that's amazing. Not too many Samoan Polynesians can say, man, we bound my family. We're like what you call those people that just travel all the time? The
Gypsies.
They're
gypsies.
nomads.
Samoan
They're
gypsies.
nomads.
Hey, if there was
a
a
wagon and some horses.
You ever watch that show, Nomads of the Wind?
Yeah. Some camels.
They set up tents, circus tents.
we
We
got,
make it to Seattle yet? No.
we got empty super appas.
It's funny.
Clinging on the thing. Still on the string where we use for pots.
I mean, it's true. I remember him telling me how much they moved.
Yeah.
Growing up, and we've lived on the same block in the
Yeah,
same
you
hood for like
lived-
20 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And your
No.
parents did an amazing job too. I mean,
I mean,
but
No, it's crazy.
I'm
Like
from
I get
the
it
east side
now.
of Long
Like
Beach.
we didn't go state to state,
yeah.
No,
but that struggle, man. Like if you're not
Mm-hmm.
ahead of the game, we've been doing stuff like, oh man, rent's going up here.
right.
Oh, they got a moving special over here.
Yeah.
And we're just moving just because of that.
So,
Not
he-
because
so
we don't
here's
like where we're at.
so here's the thing about like other cultures, Palangi people, Caucasians, whatever. They buy houses. Their generations before them, the grandparents, great grandparents.
they
they
have
have a
land.
house. They
Yeah.
have a land or house.
That has been passed.
And what they do is they just put it in their will, and it goes down to generation. So those families, there's a rent, mortgage bill they don't have to worry about. How
Yeah.
much more easier would your life be if you didn't have to worry about
Right.
paying
Rent.
rent or mortgage, just property tax?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
great.
so this stuff like that is what we, didn't have. Like my family didn't have it.
Yeah, but
Your dad just had to get his father.
we talk
Yeah.
about that we want that for our kids. We want to buy a house, but
Yeah.
not just one house. We have a bigger picture of what we want. But,
Right.
But
Yeah.
then you have something that you pass down to your kids. They don't. All we want them to worry about is who
Yeah.
gets to stay, who wants to share,
And
who wants to
that's
split.
that's where the financial education
Yes.
part comes in, because you can just give your house in the will to your son,
But you want
and he don't know shit
Right.
about money.
Exactly.
And he be like, oh, I don't know what's going on, and some coluco ass dude will come over and be like, oh, just sell it to me, and and
Yeah.
then all of a
Right,
sudden,
Bam. Gone.
So we want them to know that if this is a house that if you will,
Yeah.
it's your children.
Mm-hmm.
If none of you want to stay there, rent it.
Right.
Get the income for it.
Mhm.
Rent it, because who knows? One of you. I mean, we have 5 boys, so one of them is going to want to come home
Mm-hmm.
when times gets rough or
Right.
whatever it may be that they're
Yeah.
going through in life.
Yeah.
The house is always there.
Right.
that's what. So what we're talking about is like houses growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's either two things that other cultures do: either they give it and pass it down to their children, or they make sure the children know how to invest that house, like sell it and make sure that money can pay for their house and so on, so on.
Or like
Yeah.
trust fund babies.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, they
Yeah.
already had it made before they
Yeah,
were
Yeah.
born, you know?
Yeah. So that's definitely something that we want to do.
Right.
We want to establish for our children.
yeah.
You know.
But you can't spoil them.
No.
No.
Fuck that.
No.
I'm sorry.
That's where all them.
I
them-
disagree with you. We got a 4-year-old. I'm giving him the world. Now the older ones, they grown. They can figure that out on their own.
Spoil, man.
Spoil.
Just today he did something, and I was yelling.
Mm-hmm.
When we stopped at there's a Samoan store on the east side called New Day.
Uh-huh.
That's where we got the Lihimui and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So just sitting
Oh
there,
yeah, right here.
getting out. Chang New Day.
That's a Simoy right there.
From our sponsors at New Day.
Hmm?
But anyway,
New Day.
yeah, we get there, right? And he's like, I want to go in. I'm like, no, you're not going in. Mom's going to be quick. And he's just ignoring me, looking right at I want to go in. And I said, you're not going in. I'm like reaching back, grabbing his leg.
Yeah.
Now I have to win.
Yeah.
I have to win this. You have to listen to me.
Yeah.
You
And
didn't
she's
win
like,
it.
you want to go in? I said, don't ask him.
Yeah.
He's staying. He's like, get off me. Mom said I can go. I'm like,
Ooh.
I straight said him, I don't even care who's outside. Well, kick your ass. Get back in his car. Like Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop 2. Well, kick your ass when I see you. He gets back in. He goes. He has this what is it? The panda cookie thing.
Mm-hmm.
This boy gets in the car and literally goes.
Oh.
no.
I said, oh. Slapped his old cookies. Go for the Awanga pinch. Huh? Who are you talking to?
Awanga pinch.
He's like, first he has a face.
Like I can fight. I can fight it.
Yeah.
I can fight it.
They all do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not even squeezing hard. You better stop.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, Dad.
There you go.
After he got the win in,
There you go.
I'm like, stop spoiling that boy.
Yeah.
I just want him to stop crying. I'm like,
Yeah.
That's why he's a 4-year-old crybaby.
When he,
But you know, he will listen. It's just he be playing her. He don't play when it's just me and him. You don't mess up. Get down. Sorry, Dad.
Oh,
Sorry, Dad.
it's always the father figure who has to, put the foot down.
but I have an excuse for that though.
Oh, let's hear the excuse. We got to hear this. Yeah.
She said it right. Excuse.
Actually, no. This is how I was brought up.
Oh
When we
yeah,
were-
tell your story. Her story, she got a crazy story.
Okay,
and
so-
it like intertwines kind of weird. It's funny.
So, I was born in San Francisco. Go 49ers! No, I'm just kidding. But I was raised.
They're 8-0 right now, so you
I
can
know,
say that.
they're on
You can
fire
say
right
that.
now.
It's all good. It's all good.
Well, what's gonna happen on the 11th though? Anyway, we'll get back to your story. Get back to your story.
Take a pause. But I was raised in between Samoa, American Samoa, and San Francisco, and a little bit of Hawaii. But growing up, I'm not gonna tell my family's history like that.
No.
But,
Yeah, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to say anything you don't want to talk
Yeah.
about. It's fine.
But I will say this though, we've had it all.
Uh-huh.
Like money was nothing, you know. Here's $500.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah.
Do whatever it is that you want to do. I'm only 5 years old. I don't know what to do with $500, you know. So we had houses in Hawaii,
Yeah.
you know, or I would watch my dad and then say, "Oh, gonna go collect our fee at the whatever bar or club."
Yeah.
I said, "What?" I said, "You got it like that?"
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, I want to go
Tax-free
shopping.
entrepreneurs.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So we had houses
Yeah.
in Samoa and in Hawaii,
In the islands?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
in San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
So we traveled most of our time, you know, throughout the year. So my grandpa says, "Oh, well, we're gonna go to Hawaii tomorrow. Then we're going to Hawaii tomorrow, or we're going to California the next day. That's what we're doing."
Yeah.
So I had it made.
Mhm.
You know, I had everything. You know, even my dad.
Yeah.
But my dad raised us because, well, my mom, she turned to the streets.
Mhm.
Even to this day, she's like that. She's on the streets of San Francisco.
Okay.
I would pass her. I introduced my kids to her maybe once every 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and she'll steal from my kids. So I refuse to let my kids see her, you know.
So you're saying the streets got her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she's in the streets.
She
you know what I'm
she
saying?
felt
So
like a victim to the streets.
it's been like that ever since
Gotcha.
I was born.
Okay.
Like other family members raised me, you know,
Uh-huh.
my grandparents, his sister, my dad's sisters and brothers.
Yeah.
So I don't have like an actual mother. Well, I have a stepmother who,
Okay.
you know, came years later.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
But we didn't really spend time with, you know, it was just different people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
in order for them to tell us, oh, okay, well, here's money, go figure out what you're gonna do for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I am the way like the only way I'm like that with my kid is because that's how I was.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't know struggle until I had my first child.
Okay.
So I had to pay for school tuition.
Mm.
I don't sleep, daycare. Nobody was helping me, so I started selling drugs.
Yeah.
That's how I was making my money, you know?
Yeah.
To me, I felt like my kids will never want for nothing.
Uh-huh.
So if they say, I want this, I'm not going to say, I'll give it to you later.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe next time. If they ask at that moment, here you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's how simple I make it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Whether they throw themselves on the floor or cuss
Yeah.
me out,
Yeah.
here you go. Without any doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't, like I said, I didn't know struggle until now,
Yeah.
you know, as I gotten older.
And how many kids you guys have now?
We have 4.
So 4 total, 4 altogether. 4.
2 14-year-olds,
Yeah.
1 13, and a 4-year-old.
Got you. And yeah. No, keep going.
No.
You good?
But after having my first child, nobody was there to hand anything to me.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like I
Mhm.
didn't get it how I wanted. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we were
Oh,
homeless.
He left out the part like her family, they didn't approve of this,
No.
right? So she
They didn't
kinda
approve
like
of what?
her
Of
having the kid.
Oh.
Like,
Oh,
Kinda
so
got cut
if you're
off.
and this is in the Samoan culture. If you have a child out of wedlock,
Out of wedlock, yeah.
what do they do? They're either sending you to
They're
the
sending you
mainland,
somewhere.
right?
Yeah.
Or that's an embarrassment. What do? They
Yeah.
make you get
Look at me, I'm
married.
like,
Yeah.
And
They
I didn't want to
force
get married.
you.
Yeah.
Force you.
I
Yeah.
didn't want to get
It
married.
depends on the family, though. I mean, it's true. Like, some parents, if they love you, then it's different.
Yeah.
Because they're not sending you. They'll accept your,
Right.
your child and everything.
Yeah,
that goes.
absolutely. But back
Yeah.
then, they did not approve
Sorry.
of it. They were like, figure out whatever
He's
it
fine.
is that you're gonna do.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, but I get it. I have cousins. I know people who was there, got pregnant in high school. The next thing I know, I don't see them anymore.
Yeah. 19, I had a kid, and I
And
was
then
on my own.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you told your story, because a lot of listeners can relate to that story too.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of listeners who can relate. The fact that you grew up and you had everything handed to you, that's just a part of your life that everybody that's listening right now, a lot of people can relate to it.
Yeah.
And that'll hit some people home, because now they can relate now. Like, oh shit, that's how we grew up.
Yeah.
We just got everything, but now as an adult, damn, I really know how it is now. Like, when I don't have the money to give, I can now I really feel it. Now, how am I gonna learn from this? And so your story is it's a good story.
I will say this to the followers: if you have a dream, go for it. There's no limits. If you want to become the president next year, go for it. Don't stop your kids from dreaming.
Yeah.
Give them that.
No, I love that.
If
A
they
lot.
want to be a singer,
Yeah.
a photographer, whatever it is, give it to them. You owe them that. Let them be them.
Yeah.
That's how
Support
I
them.
feel. That's how I am with my kids. I don't. Back in my days, it was you're either going in the military,
Yeah.
or you're gonna be like a professional basketball or football player.
Yeah. Majority of us,
Yeah.
they're still like that today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you join the
We all
army,
swore we were
become a
gonna
U.S.
make it.
citizen, and go to the
Yeah.
mainland,
Go to the league.
or you join the
Yeah.
NFL. You
Yeah.
go play football and
Because
go to the NFL.
the main reason why it's still similar to the past days like that today, because we didn't get the memo
Yeah, we know we did it.
We did it.
that
We
there's
did it.
other routes, other avenues. But what you're saying too is true. That's why I had a list of the people I wanted to interview, and Law was on this list, because he is an inspiration, an example, prime example of somebody that I know in my life doing something they love. This guy is the lead singer of a band. I've watched him on stage open up for big artists, Comic Kings, J Bugs, Feed, and look, he's my buddy right here. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
That's why I wanted you on the podcast, because his story is just exactly what you're saying. A lot of parents, they're trying to force their kids limit them
Yeah.
to what they know, or force them to do what they wanted to
Yep.
do when they wanted
Yeah.
what they want to be.
Living
But-
their childhood through their
Yeah,
children.
living their childhood dreams through their children.
Right.
But like you said, whatever your kids want to do, encourage them,
Yeah.
support them, tell them, yeah, you can be the president of the United States.
Exactly.
Yeah, not only that, and it's never too late.
Never.
Yeah.
It's never
Never.
too late. I didn't start state ground. I was in my 30s, bro.
Yeah,
I was in my 30s already.
yeah,
And what led up to that, I never really pursued it because, like I said, our parents, right?
yeah.
We got my dad, who was always a dreamer.
Uh-huh.
He came up to one time and had a buddy that was bringing some big gospel thing. Like Kirk Franklin was gonna be there, and
Yeah.
his
Hey,
buddy
check
said,
that out.
"Hey, you want to invest in this?
Yeah.
Straight down.
You give me $2,000, you're gonna get $5,000 back. I just
Yeah.
need the front money." My mom told him, "That's stupid. You don't know what you're doing." He talked to me about it. I said, "You got $2,000? Do it. Go in. Go in. I'll go and make sure you at least get the $2,000 back." But my mom didn't want to do it.
Wait, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part. You did.
My dad was a dreamer.
He was a dreamer?
He was always like, "Man, shoot for the stars."
She was just yeah,
And I was telling him, even in he must have been in his 60s.
60s, yeah.
He had a buddy that was bringing this big gospel thing in town.
Uh-huh.
He said, "Hey, you need the seed money. You need that front money to get everything going."
Yeah.
He said, "You give me $2,000, you're gonna make $5,000
Okay,
back."
okay, gotcha.
My mom told him, "No, that's stupid. Don't do, what you gonna do?" Laughing at him. He's so stupid. Look at him. $2,000.
So
I
It's
can
all right.
see your mom
Hold
doing
on.
it.
Yeah. So my mom, is the one we call the destroyer of dreams. She is the destroyer of dreams. Any idea you have is stupid, and are you gonna eat that? Can you eat that?
If your mom was here, she'd hear you now. Yeah.
We love you, Mom. We sorry. It's his fault.
Like, Mom, hey, I got this idea. I want to do this. What is that? What, you gonna eat that? Like, oh man,
Or this
destroyer
one.
of dreams.
You're so stupid.
Yeah. Hey, you so stupid. Why you so stupid? We're just like,
We have a lot of listeners who have moms like that.
oh, for real. They're all like that. They're all like that, man. Don't let them stop you. No, I love them because that's all they know.
Yeah.
That's what they know.
Yeah.
And
That's how
to
they-
them, they're gonna give you the best
Yeah.
that they know, and that's the best they know. So I didn't get it at the time. Like I said, I learned all this later.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. I was like, oh man, she
Killing my
don't
dreams.
like anything. She hates everything.
And that's
Actually,
go ahead.
pause that. So she was like that with you guys.
Yeah.
Now she has grandbabies, and she telling them to reach for the moon,
yeah.
the stars.
Oh,
She's
it's
impressed.
always like that.
She's all impressed with everything they do. She's like,
Yeah.
oh wow, yeah, this and that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your parents don't really care about you anymore when the grandbabies come.
Yeah.
That happens to us too, because we'll talk to my mom and she's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, come. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't matter no more.
Or she'll
They're
tell
like,
Casey
oh,
boy.
you're gonna be a basketball player.
Yeah.
I was good in football, man. I was good. I didn't get any taller,
Yeah.
so I was just like, I'm not gonna. No more coaches are yelling at me.
Baseball?
I'm done. I was even better in baseball.
Yeah.
I was, man.
Very athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember talking to you
Baseball was my
about
number
that.
one sport, but again, the clash of cultures.
The class of
Samoans don't
cultures.
play baseball.
No, we don't. No.
You know, I was able to throw in the low 90s at
Yeah.
age 14.
Mhm.
I was a pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was the best hitter on my team.
Yeah.
You know, and I loved baseball.
Yeah.
But by the time I get to high school, Samoans don't play baseball. You guys play. You're a lineman. Get on the
Yeah.
line. I'm like, all right, yeah, I like playing
Yeah.
football.
You're already
Football coaches
stereotyped.
pull you out of and like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So when it was baseball season, like, you're a football player, go do track and
Yeah.
throw the shot put. But anyway, I forgot where I was going with that. But you know, the parents,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they don't do it on purpose. It's just all they know.
No.
So that's what I try to do different. Like my kids, Roman does. He goes, I think it's called IDEA, which is kind of like an engineering high school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he doesn't want to go to. You don't want to go to regular high school. He's like, no.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when I told him he used to do bad in school, and so I told him he loved video games. I said, you know, you can have a career in making those, right? He was like, really?
Yeah.
I said, who do you think made that game you're playing?
Yeah.
No.
Everything changed.
There you go.
Everything changed for that boy.
But I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of Samoan people don't hear about, you know, special needs. You know what I mean? Like there are only certain sicknesses or whatever it is that they have, but his kids they're like autistic.
Okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, well, Roman was my oldest. They originally
Yeah.
diagnosed him with Asperger's,
Okay.
which is a
okay.
type of autism.
I've heard of that. Yes.
Yeah. He was high function autism was what it's called. And you know, when that happened, I took it seriously, you know.
Yeah.
And so I did everything his doctor said to do. Do all this, change his diet and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time he was like 4, they wanted to take him to a neurologist because they said it's a brain thing.
Yeah. His
Yeah.
brain activity is
Yeah,
probably
so I took
higher
him there,
than
and he
normal.
was like, "I can't give him the diagnosis. I don't see anything." So there's nothing wrong with it. I said, well, there is. I just did everything the doctor told me to. You know, and so my doctor was like, "The fact that you literally, you know, some parents just they can't do it, but I could." You know, I was like, "Everything you tell me to do, I'm going to do it. You want me to change his diet? I'll do it." You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's what happens to his life is up to me. You know.
Yeah.
And if I'm lazy and he gets screwed over, that's not fair to him. So I was like, I'll do it. But anyway, but because of that, he just has this weird imagination and just sees things different, you know. And so I encourage you. I'm like, I don't want you to get lost in the system and you just get treated like you're dumb or something. Yeah, so he's like, I really want to go to this idea school. I was like, are you going because somebody else wants you to go? Or is that what you want to do? He goes, no, because they're going to teach soldering and we're going to learn how to use AutoCAD.
Oh, that's nice.
And everything. And I was like, what about your video games? He goes, oh, yeah, I'll get to that, but I want to learn this too.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I was like, go for it, son.
Right.
And
No,
the
I-
other one, he's doing the same thing when he's going to high school next year. So
Now I don't know a lot about autism, but the stuff that I do see is that like a lot of the kids that have like autism, they're like geniuses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they're hidden geniuses that they're just like
They have,
you just need to unlock what they have, and all of a sudden they're doing shit
Yeah,
that
you know
you
what?
can't
To
even
me,
think of.
you know what it seems like to me with autism is, it's kind of like what's his name,
They're too smart for
Daredevil, right? Daredevil, you lose one sense, the other one's enhanced.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
so it just
they
seems
have
like
artistic.
Yeah.
You heard about? You guys seen the video about that kid where he can go in a helicopter and he'll just look at the whole city, and then he'll draw the whole entire city, like just every single detail,
Yeah.
just by
Yeah.
one, because he has autism. That's what
Yeah.
he can do.
That's how autistic kids are.
Yeah, that's
certain
They're
connections
smart.
are stronger than others. You know, like we got all our senses, right?
yeah.
So they'll lose like their ability to socialize.
Mm-hmm.
Their social abilities suck, but their intelligence for everything else, like the art side of it,
Like like you were just talking about Daredevil and his,
yeah.
Ah,
The
okay.
art side of it is way more connected than
Yeah.
ours. You know, so
Got
they're
it.
just kind of like.
Yeah.
And my son, he used to be bad. I mean, he would like lizards. He would know everything, every little thing he read in a book about a lizard. He knew,
Yeah.
or reptiles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
That's amazing.
American alligator. He goes, American alligators found in northern Florida.
Wow.
Oh, blah, they can grow up to 12 feet long. Blah, blah. And he would be like that.
Yeah.
And
Like a
then-
dictionary,
Yeah.
an encyclopedia.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have one of those, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets stuck on one thing.
well,
and
why
then-
you said it to me? Like,
No, it's just funny.
no, I
'cause
mean, you just
I'm
looked at
with
me
him.
like, yeah, we have a dictionary. You ever opened it?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I was stupid. We were talking about Gopo.
But
No,
they're smart.
but they're
like,
smart.
They're
Yeah,
really,
they are.
really smart.
Yeah,
Here's
they are.
another thing. Like, Palangi people, they
Yeah.
want, here, give them medication. Don't do that.
Don't
Yeah,
do that.
they were
Yeah,
trying
right.
to. They just told me
Yeah.
just drug
That's
them
going to
up,
be
and
an
I'm like, I'm not
addiction,
doing
and
that.
Yeah.
I was
later
just
on.
like that, man. I was
you support
crazy kid.
Yeah.
and to enhance whatever it is that
Don't
they
do it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's just going to be an addiction for them as they get
what
older.
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and a lot of the people from back in the days growing up, like ADHD, like
Yeah.
back in
Casey
the
boys
day,
like that.
Yeah, the schools would like diagnose them, say, oh yeah, you got to take them to the doctor, give them drugs.
Yeah.
That's some fucked up shit because
Don't.
you're not supposed to. Yeah, they're just
And this is to all cultures, whether you're white, black, yellow, orange, Samoan,
Yeah.
That's your choice to put them on medication. To me, my personal, advice is don't. Go with it.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, it's just who they are. You know?
I mean, our son, our
we're all
4-year-old,
different. We should
our
be different.
4-year-old,
what that is just and these are from all the people, like famous people that I listen to, and they're just what they explain is that the schools are dumb. They don't know how to handle these kids, so they leave it up to some stupid like nurse or whatever in the pharmaceutical companies to drug up your kid.
Yep.
And just be like, oh, that'll take care of them.
Yeah.
And then who's making money off of that?
Yep.
It's the big pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah.
Because there's some shit going on where they're just,
Dude, that's all it is.
Yeah.
That is all it is. It's money.
That's
Money,
what we were
money.
talking though about was the school system. It's still on back in the 19 whatever. It's still in the same system. They're
Right.
still teaching the same curriculum, even though they're twisting it about a little bit different.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why when we were talking about our youngest, why we homeschool him, because we get to teach him.
Is he
Samoan.
homeschooled?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been just 2
Okay, well,
years.
can I bring my son so he can be homeschooled? No, seriously, I'd rather do that. Here's another issue that I have with all schools. If a child has special needs, being a bully, that becomes a problem to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's very huge.
They're not any
especially
different than you are.
Bullying and all this stuff
Yeah.
that's going
Oh
on.
my
on
gosh.
social media, it's
Yeah.
so huge.
It's
I'd be
horrible.
ready to fight the kids
Yeah.
and the parents. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying,
No,
you
straight
know?
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, remember, we had all the shootings.
Yeah.
The school shootings was becoming so common. I mean, we grew up with it in the 90s. Yeah, okay. But not like this.
no.
Yeah, but back
Not
in
like
our
this.
days, it was
Gang violence.
yeah, it was somebody who
Yeah. Like,
now it's just hurt
it's
kids that you don't know where they're coming from. That's
I
dangerous.
just and
That's scary.
so I mean, so that was one of our worries about
Yeah.
like, and then he didn't seem to thrive. Our son didn't thrive in that setting
Yeah.
of being at school. So we're like, okay,
Mhm.
and then plus I'm like, well, we can teach him and follow all the curriculums that we're
Right.
supposed to, the school policy that we have to teach him, like English or whatever. But we can also implement financial education. We can also implement Samoan.
Yeah.
So he can learn how to speak Samoan or
Yeah,
understand
there's
if
a
I'm
lot of
yelling
benefits.
at him.
There's a lot of benefits.
Yeah.
But you as the parent have to be willing
to do it.
to do
Yeah.
it.
You got to sacrifice the time.
And you're paying attention to them.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
And you're mobile.
Yeah.
So if you travel, homework,
Yeah.
work, it's accessible anywhere.
But I'm glad you guys talked about like autism,
yeah.
because to people listening to this podcast, like me, I had no clue of what autism was. You know,
Yeah.
but when you explained it, you guys and the goods and the bads, it's good for us to know as Samoans, Pacific Islanders, and anybody watching or listening to this
Right.
podcast. Now you can understand, and you might have an autistic child. You know, so yeah, that's amazing that you guys brought that up. You know, I love that, because the frustration
Yeah.
of having an autistic child and how they treat them
Right.
outside of your household,
Yeah.
and the good of just letting them be, and the potential of your child.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like learning that right here now on this podcast is, you know, that's cool.
I mean, I feel
love
like
it.
they're human. They're not
Yeah.
different than
Yeah.
you and me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just extra. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
have like extra potential. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying, they bleed just the same as we do.
Mhm.
They're not any different than we
Yeah.
are. So, you know, kako yo sa mo. Don't look at it different. You know, pe mai pe le mai. We're all the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
Treat
time-
them no different.
Yeah, it's time to grow up.
Yeah.
It's time to grow the fuck up,
Yes.
and just you know, put down your old whatever goggles of looking at it one way, and just understanding.
And
how
it
people
exists.
are.
And Samoan people don't understand that it does exist these days, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I was raised in Samoa too, so you could tell me about autism, I'd be like, yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't know what that means,
No,
you know what I
man,
mean?
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I think a big thing, man, a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you guys hit on it is education. Learn. There's no excuse to not learn about anything these days.
That's true.
You know what I mean? There's Google.
Everything is accessible
Google.
at your fingertips.
Yeah. I
Everything
Google
is there.
everything, man.
Right. I was
I don't
telling
see-
Henry one day, I was like, I'm a Google whore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, education. That's the one thing I love to preach, is that anything you want to learn about, like especially like for me, the financial part about it. If you're gonna want to do something and invest in something, educate yourself first about it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go and fight kakala and talk shit about an autistic child, shut the fuck up
Yeah.
and educate yourself first about it.
And
And
it's not just that. Like, I mean, okay, look, we Samoan people, we're blessed to be, you know, but stop being bullies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
Soci,
Just because you're
Soci.
bigger. Bye.
Come on,
No feel
no,
for
no.
I'm just kidding.
Her Samoan's coming out.
Oh, I'm
No, I mean, Soci, I apologize for being a bully.
no,
'Cause
no.
Sometimes
No,
I'm just saying, no.
Don't be a
It's
bully
true.
in school.
No, it's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
And
what
don't
you're
be a
saying.
bully.
It
Don't be a
is
bully at
very
the
true.
nightclub
So
either,
true.
man.
Very true.
Right?
Nobody likes a nightclub bully either.
There's
Like-
a lot of people that need to hear that though.
Yeah, I mean, it's
because some people
just
just don't hear it. Like
autism either.
Yeah.
The big thing right now that's coming out is mental illness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That exists.
that
That's not a
exists.
disease.
yeah.
That's a cry out for help.
yeah,
You know.
Yeah.
big time.
And
Yeah,
I will
well,
say this
you know,
to you and Henry. You know.
I don't know
Paula.
if you guys. Go ahead, boo.
No, like to me, I'm proud because you guys are doing something you love. This right here, I would have never thought about it.
Me neither.
I had to
I
drag
roll
her.
with my husband.
But
Yeah,
that-
what you said about mental illness is a lot of people don't. I wouldn't say I had mental illness, but I know what it was like to be down. You know, like I knew when I hit my rock bottom, and that's something I thought I'd never feel. I mean, when you hit to a point, when you really get to a point, not just sitting there like you have everything, and you're like, oh, how did I get here? I'm broke. I'm talking about you done lost everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we've been there.
Yeah. Like I think one of your cat podcasts, you guys were talking about it, like to
Oh,
even
yeah.
even to the homeless state.
Yeah.
Been there, man. Been
Oh,
there.
okay.
It's
So-
crazy, dog.
Let's talk
And
about
it's-
that. Let's
yeah.
talk about that because you did a little brief of your background. You did a little brief background. Let's jump into that then. Let's talk
All right,
about
cool.
that.
So I hit rock bottom a couple times.
Mhm.
You know, first time is pretty much how we ended up running into each other. So, you know, the whole financial part, I was good with it. A1 credit. I could go get anything I wanted. This is all through my early 20s, right?
Okay.
I was at Harborstone at the time. You know, anytime something happened in the family, my dad got to go to California, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, I need to get my ticket. And
Before Cash App was invented.
Before Cash App.
Right.
I need to get my ticket.
Uh-huh.
How much you need? You figure 2,500, you have that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, hold on. I just go right to the bank. And you know, I had two friends that work there. That doesn't make any difference as to how much money they can give me. But it was easy. I just go right over there and say, hey, I need a signature loan for 2,500. And like, okay. Not even 5 minutes. They're just like, you want it in your account or a check? I said, yeah, make it a check to my dad's name. I'm like, all right, here you go.
Yeah.
Come right back. Here you go, Dad. He's like, oh, this is in your safe. I don't tell him where it comes from, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, blah, blah, blah. I pay it off. And he's just like, oh, son, you want a check's return? I'm going to pay you back. Don't worry about it, you know.
Tax return.
You don't care. Anything you give your mom and dad, it's not like,
So
hey,
you had
cash at me later. You owe me $20.
Yeah.
You just give it to him, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, it was good. You know, ready to go. I go get any car I wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
He got
I
married.
had a baby with a palangi girl.
Okay.
And everything just fell apart. Anyway, that was just... I married a horrible person. Wasn't in love with us. Had a kid.
I don't feel
And
like
blah,
she
blah,
was. She wasn't horrible because she
So-
had
Well, it
children.
became horrible.
Okay. So this was your first marriage?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where my two oldest sons came from.
Gotcha.
So, I think about 5 to 7 years into it, we're just not even getting along. We stayed together, and then in that time, ended up getting a divorce. In that divorce, I was just like, take everything, you know.
Okay.
I don't want nothing from you.
Yeah.
Even whatever credit cards, you know.
Yeah.
I wasn't even working at the time because our son was the problem. Somebody had to stay home with him.
Yeah.
She left her job. I hated mine. Daycare. If we would have did daycare at the time to watch him, the two boys, I would have been working. I averaged it out with 40 hours a week. I would have been up $40 a month.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm not. Why work?
Yeah.
You know, stay home, just watch him. Don't even pay daycare.
Yeah.
So anyway, and with the timing of it, I wasn't working. Got the divorce, took everything. Literally walked away with an old Subaru Outback and a tote full of my clothes. And my guitar. I didn't want to give my guitar was mine.
Gotcha.
So I walk away with that, and but I'm still renting out a recording studio in downtown Tacoma. So I'm staying in this recording studio. You know, I'm gonna go stay out here. I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna do my thing. And in that time, she wants money for the kids. Now there's child support, and I'm not gonna. You know, I got a record, and you know, she took the kids away for a little bit. And that crushed me. You know, and this is me watching my kids every day of my life, and then boom, 4 months of not seeing them. And you know, that's when I was kind of like, what am I gonna do with my life? You know, my life was my kids, and that was that rock bottom feeling. You know, it didn't matter what was going on. I was drinking a lot, partying. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, what's the point? You know, you start to feel, if I'm not gonna see my kids, I'm not gonna help my kids. Why am I here?
Yeah.
And that's where, you know, the mental illness starts to get to you. You know what I mean? And I just started sitting there, and it's real when people say one day you're going to look in the mirror and you're not going to know who that is. And you're just sitting there, I'm just like, who is this guy, you know?
Yeah.
If I was to tell you, who are you? I said, well, this is my life right here. Well, that's a fucked up life.
Yeah.
You're a loser, you know what I mean? And I just sat there like, damn, how did I get here? But I knew, no matter what you know, man, there's knowledge and there's wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Knowledge is learning everything. But knowing how to apply what you've learned comes with experience in life. That's where your wisdom comes from. And that's all that was. It was me gaining the wisdom of putting everything together. So as I sat there, I'm just kind of like, damn. You know, I got to get out of this. My head I'm not moving up. I'm already down here. There's only one way to go but up, but I'm not going there because I'm just letting life pass me by, you know?
Yeah.
And so, you know, I just decided, you know, when was the last time I was happy? Rewinding in my head.
But this is when you're at rock bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time at rock bottom. I'm just
Yeah.
like, nowhere to go, don't know what to do.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? I stopped in at my parents' house. My dad's just like, stay here. You know, I'm just gonna shower up over here and do my laundry. You know, same time you're ashamed. Like I felt like I failed in life. You know.
Yeah.
Man, you guys taught me better than this, and I failed. And this white devil girl got me. You know, she got the power to take my kids, and all I care about is my kids. All I cared about was my kids. So she had power over me at the time, and that was right around the time where I said, you know, I gotta go back. I gotta get back to being righteous again. In my head, I'm like, when was I happy? I rewound all the way back to I'm like 5 years old. Boom, I'm smiling again, just thinking and thinking and thinking. You know, keep going.
Yeah.
All these happy years. Who was I around? Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? And then you know, I started doing things like calling Joe again.
Okay.
Man, we used to have fun. Joe, what you doing?
Yeah.
Well, we hang over here in Schooner. I'm gonna be there. You know, go hang out with Joe at Schooners. You know, just kind of rewind, not revert back to who I used to be, but remind myself.
Yeah, the good times.
Yeah, who I used to be. You know, just, do you want to be that again, or you know, figure shit out, man. Start moving forward.
Yeah. That's a good tip, though.
Yeah. So I
love that because a lot of people get stuck in that rock bottom.
Yeah.
And they won't even think like that, like back to when they were good.
Mm-hmm.
They just can't even imagine that.
Oh yeah.
But you did it. You imagined it, and you know that's a good tip for people to just think about the good times and how that can help them out.
Oh yeah. And then I sat there, and you know, it came down to, now what do I want to do? You know. My buddy, you remember Kapua?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kapua
good friend
is one of the greatest people you ever gonna meet in your life,
awesome
man.
guy.
And he would always give me all this advice.
Yeah.
What is Kapua's real name?
Kapua?
Well, we're just gonna say we're just gonna call him
expose his
Kapua.
real name.
Yeah, Kapua is like OG, right?
Yeah.
The homie Kapua.
Yeah.
Kapua
He's
is
fun.
Yeah.
He's fun.
I love him.
Fun.
When we get him on the podcast, then we'll ask him what his real name is.
and by the way, and he got married and has a kid.
Yeah, a
Good
beautiful
people.
daughter.
Beautiful daughter.
Yeah, she is beautiful.
Good peoples.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
peoples.
Yeah. So, but one day
So,
we'll have
yeah.
one.
So I remember this old conversation from Kapua, because Kapua was trying to, like, when I was doing the whole dope dealing thing, he was that one, you know, trying to tell me, man, you're smarter than this. I said, you're good at this because you're smart. Why don't you just go do it legit so you don't have to look over your back, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I'm just like, nah, man, that's what I do, man.
Yeah.
You know? But I started thinking about those things he would tell me, man. And with him, he was like, in this world, especially in this country because it's capitalism, you can do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
There is nobody you have to get permission from.
Nope.
He goes, but to do whatever you want, you need to learn how to do it. He said, what do you want to be? I said, I don't know. He goes, just pick something. What do you want to be? I said, I don't know, man. I want to own the Tacoma Dome. You know, I don't even know if that's what I said. He goes, okay, you want to own the Tacoma Dome. Okay. First thing you do is find out how much would it cost to buy the Tacoma Dome. You know, is the Tacoma Dome for sale? He goes, if it's not, everything's for sale. Don't let that stop you. So, all right, you need $2 million to get the Tacoma Dome. What do I got to do to get $2 million? What are you going to do? Get a job? You want to get a job to get $2 million? Yeah, I get a job. He goes, all right, what job is going to give you $2 million? Now, how do you get that job? Oh, you got to go to school. What do I got to do to get it? You just
This sounds like Kapua.
yeah. He says, pick your goal and then reverse engineer it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
And that's what I did. I was like, all right, what do I love to do?
What do you love to do?
I have nothing now. I'm just going to do what I love to sing.
Yeah. There you go.
And then, boom, I go up talking to Ron Pelisasa, our other brother. I'm sitting there talking to him, and I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to start a fucking band.
There you go.
And he was like, hell yeah, man, what you waiting for? I said, I know. And as I'm saying that, we're in the garage of his parents' house. My phone goes off. My buddy Art. Hey, what's up, Art? He's like, hey, man, Northwest Suns broke up, and the bass player and the drummer, Eric Madison, rest in peace, and Bayo, they want to jam.
There you go.
Art's a keys player. I said, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, yeah. I said, come to my spot. When are you available? He's like, so tomorrow?
Yeah.
Cool. I said, oh, yeah. I told Ron, and Ron was like, what? Northwest Suns no more? I said, I got one of the best drummers and the bass players in town. Man, we go up on this rooftop, because I had this rooftop, and we just started playing music.
Jamming.
Just started jamming. And all of them, Eric, he passed away from he OD'd. That was his thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just couldn't get off the drugs, you know what I mean? But music was the only thing that would keep him away. So he couldn't, art was down. Every one of us was down. Vale was like kind of in between jobs, not so everybody was just down, and they didn't want to stop playing music.
Yeah.
Music's all we had at the time. So we started playing. Francis's band breaks up, Little Big Man.
Yeah, Francis, we were talking about earlier, Francis.
Yeah.
Franny man.
Yeah, so he comes over and he's like, I think I'm gonna move back to Hawaii. I'm tired of this grind with the music's not going nowhere. Everybody's asking me to play with them, but they're a cover band, and I'm like, we're not a cover band, man. We're just gonna play songs we like to write, and because of Stay Grounded, has a big reason why Franny stayed in town. He was ready to move back home, go back to Maui and be in paradise. And and then that's when my wife came into play.
What?
We had a mutual friend, and friend brought her over to the studio one night and met her, and she's just, all over me. And it wasn't like that. No, it was cool. We were cool. She was cool.
Yeah. Well, that happens when you're the lead singer of a band.
Well, he lied to you
Were you groupie?
because he was outside. He was counting
I don't think we were
stars.
popular yet when we first met.
Oh, qualified.
She was probably like, she laughed at some of the stuff we had, man. She told me we was playing some music that we recorded, and she was like, I hope you don't get mad, but when you first played that stuff for me, I was like, what is this garbage? I was like, bitch, shut your ass up.
Get out.
Get a rope. You're dead.
That's good. You gotta have critics though. It's good though. You gotta.
And who better to tell you than your wife? That's your number one critic.
Man.
Well, at the time, she wasn't the wife though.
I wasn't even with him.
Potential. That was your potential.
I was practicing.
There you go. She was a stalker.
Man.
You better stop lying to the people.
Stalker.
It's okay.
We don't lie here. We just tell the truth, 100% truth here on this podcast.
I'm gonna let him pass on this one.
Yeah. I said, girl, we're not gonna win.
Yeah.
So-
if I'm groupie, you're groupie.
Yeah, but that's where I was, living in the studio.
So from rock bottom, being ripped away from your children, and just lost. Like parents, I can't imagine that ever happening to me. But just thinking about what you had to go through, and I never knew this first time, and this is something that I'm trying to break down, is that you are rock bottom. You reverted back to the good things in life.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, a lot of people can't do that, but you did that, and some people call it the universe aligning. Some people call it karma. Other people call it, blessings.
Yeah.
Right? But whatever you want to call it, what you did is you went back to what you love and what was good and right. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't easy. It was bumpy, right?
Oh, man. I mean, putting yourself into your true passion is just going to, like, alleviate the pain of the reality at the time, And from that, it's that light on you, man. That glimmer of hope.
There it is.
Without that, it's just like,
yeah.
Why don't I just die so I don't feel nothing? And that's a feeling. I mean, you tell yourself that sometimes, man. It's like, I'd rather just feel nothing and just be done than to feel pain and bad,
So a lot of
that's why to me, I get it. I get it when people do that.
And I love your stories.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, and your stories, because a lot of people listening, they're probably in that situation right now.
Yeah. Well, you were about him when we met. She was right there with me. That's usually we actually were like really, really, really good friends for like a year before any of us before we was messing around.
Yeah, like I was in a really messed up situation. Like I was in a marriage where it wasn't real. Like I was only married to him for a green card, and I mean I had a car, a place, I had money, and I had a part-time job. So I told him, I was like, well, since you ain't doing that, you want to move in, you ain't got to pay rent. So like it couldn't get any worse. Like I lost custody of my daughter, and all we did was drink and sit there and just hope, like, man, what if we did it this way? You know what I mean? So
and a lot of bad things happened to her leading up to where she did that what do you call those marriages where it's just like an agreement kind of thing?
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like a mail order bride kind of.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's called a quickie.
Well, see, nothing like that was happening because ele ngofo le fale. But-
starts off with
she
a
was
quickie.
like Sandra Bullock from The Proposal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have family. Yeah. I do have a family like that. I know people that have also done that.
The
Married
only time I
to
seen
do
this so-called husband was once or twice a month.
Yeah.
Alain Moelis, kaf.
But it was funny because she's at rock bottom. This is
Yeah.
what she had to do to survive, and then
Yeah.
you know, and then I didn't get it. I didn't get it when I first. She was like, "You can stay over at my place," and I'm like, she's like, and she would always say my husband and laugh and talk
Yeah.
shit about this guy, and I'm like,
So that's how you guys had a mutual understanding
They
and
had a
kind of
shoulder.
connected.
They were
That's how you guys kind of
leaning on
connected.
each
I
other.
feel like
Yeah.
our
But she
situation
would-
bonded us
Yeah.
together.
yeah. Don't ever think you're better than anybody, man.
Yeah.
Because I
Yes.
had the world. I had it all.
Uh-huh.
I had it all, man. You know, I had it all, and I even laughed at those that didn't have it at the time. That was-
Yeah.
And then, boom,
Staying
all
humble.
taken away, just like that.
Just like that. You can't have
Yeah.
it taken away. Yeah.
So you know, stay humble, stay strong, man. Always, put that confidence in your kids. That's one thing my parents did.
Yeah.
They made me confident that I was always going to survive somehow.
That this whole time that was going on with you being a robot for your first wife,
Yeah.
was your mom saying you're so stupid?
Oh yeah. She was like, so stupid.
You're
Well,
stupid.
How come you go over there? and watch-"
Yeah, why are you wrong?
No.
You were so stupid.
And then here's my dad. "Hon, leave him alone. Leave him alone. And I
One
used to be
thing-
like, she's yelling at me.
One thing about his parents is they will never speak badly about anybody's situation. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
that's good.
The
That's
only
good
thing they
peoples
will
right
do is advise or, give you, or what do you call that? Advice.
Advice, good
That's
advice.
it. You
I
know?
would tell you you're stupid.
I didn't hear that one.
They'll speak up bad on my situation to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're really good people. I get my good side from them, but
Yeah.
So
I also get my whole, nah, you're not screwing us over.
did it get better after you guys met?
After we met?
Yeah.
No, pretty much we got together and we partied hard.
Party hard.
Yeah, man.
We drank
We
Monday,
was
Tuesday,
drinking,
Wednesday, Thursday,
drinking,
Friday.
karaoke. I mean, it was so. What was our normal spot? It was Schooners.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
they had.
They would
Schooners.
literally
I
save
have
our
fun
karaoke
fun
thing.
memories
Gotcha.
at Schooners.
Schooner's a bar. I don't know if it's there anymore. Is it? still there?
No, it's Chick-fil-A now.
Yeah,
man.
it's Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A bought it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got
Schooners.
86.
But it used to be a
by
bar. They had
Schooners
karaoke
one
there.
night.
That's
In
okay. We're
Lakewood.
gonna go
Lakewood, yeah.
sing tonight.
That was good fun.
So go ahead.
Hell yeah. So yeah, I mean, we was over there all the time. They put our karaoke slips in an envelope. As soon as we come out, they go, like, yep, just rotate it in. You know how we do it.
Yeah. So you guys start developing a relationship.
Yeah.
No, not right away.
Not right away. We was just cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
just cool. For like
Yeah.
a year, you said.
Good
you guys
friends.
good
Well,
friends.
I said we was best friends, and he was like, we were what?
Oh, okay.
No, man. There's so much funny. Man, we go on and on. But one funny thing we do, right? Like, I never told her anybody, this is my girl, you know?
Yeah.
We just roll out. And I see somebody I know, right? And she could be like 2 miles away. And they're like, who'd you come with? I said, oh, girl. Oh, that's your girl? And I'm ready to say no. She just out of nowhere, nope, I'm his best friend. I'm like it's the worst thing ever. No, we're not together. No, we're not together. And then it's funny that all of a sudden we started messing around. But
Now-
we still hiding it, right? We still just best friends. We're best friends. Like, is that your girl? Nah, no, we're best friends. But it was funny. It was weird.
Yeah,
It was weird, but it worked out.